So today we are making some plant-based chicken from vital wheat gluten, also known as seitan. Okay, so to get started, of course, we're going to flavor this chicken with some spices that are traditionally paired with chicken. We want to add lots of umami, some savory flavors, and yeah, so spices that are typically paired with chicken. And I always like to grind these really nice and fine, so we won't really notice it so much in our protein. So to get started, we need some seasoning in there. So we're using a bouillon cube. So this is just a vegetable bouillon cube, or you can use the powder variety as well. We're also using a bit of a controversial ingredient. We are using MSG. But these days, MSG, a lot of the myths have been busted and it is fine for you. There's nothing wrong, but go ahead, you can do your own research and decide whether you want to use it or not. If you don't want to use the MSG, you can just replace it with half the quantity of salt. However, the MSG is really going to accentuate the flavor of this seitan. MSG stands for monosodium glutamate, so it just makes it extra tasty and it's going to make it taste even more chickeny. All right, and then we also have some nutritional yeast. And then going into our spices, we have some celery seed, some rosemary, sage, and I always find this an ingredient, a spice that is very typically paired with chicken or poultry. We have some onion powder and some white pepper. All right, let's grind all of that up in our spice grinder until it's really nice and fine. So I'm gonna go in with my spices. We have some tofu. That's gonna add to the texture and also some additional protein. And I have some white beans. I'm using cannellini beans, but you can use butter beans or the gigantes or any type of white cooked bean that you would like. We have some olive oil. Now I'm gonna blend all of those ingredients together until it's nice and smooth. We don't want any small pieces of that tofu, so really make sure that you blend it nice and smooth. Okay, that's looking nice and smooth. Now at this stage, I would recommend to transfer this into either a food processor or into your stand mixer. My blender jug, this Thermomix, can also knead dough, so I'm fine to put my vital wheat gluten in here. It's going to be strong enough. So now I'm putting in my vital wheat gluten. This is essentially just the protein from wheat, and you can purchase this as a prepared product. You can go grab it online. Health food stores will also have it. It's a very common ingredient used in the baking world. We often use it to add it to breads to increase the protein content. But essentially, it's just the protein that's been extracted from wheat. Super high in protein. It makes a great satiating analog for plant-based meats. So we're gonna pop our lid back on, and I'm gonna knead this for about 5 minutes in my mixer. So we're gonna do about 5 minutes on the kneading function, and in it goes. All right, 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes of our kneading or mixing. And our seitan has become this very kind of like chewing gum-like texture. It should be very stretchy and elastic. So we're gonna transfer this to a bowl. So I'm just gonna set aside our vegan chicken for about 1 hour, just for that gluten to relax, or that wheat gluten to fully relax. So it'll be much easier to form into the shapes to create the type of meat analog that we would like. All right, we're gonna set this aside. Catch you back here soon.